Welcome back to the Hit Your Target podcast. Today, I'm thrilled to welcome the incredibly talented Joycelyn Eva Cupid-Phillips. With a career spanning iconic names like Versace, Vivienne Westwood, and more recently JD Williams, Coca-Cola, Tesco, and Oatly, Joycelyn has graced the worlds of fashion, beauty, advertising, and runway modelling with her natural flair and confident presence. Now a proud plus-size model, she's continuing to break boundaries and redefine beauty standards, proving that self-belief, self-confidence, and talent truly have no limits. In this episode, we dive into her incredible journey, the behind the scenes of her craft, and her experiences navigating the ever-evolving world of fashion and media. But that's not all, because Joycelyn is also a fierce competitor in the cutthroat world of fashion, constantly evolving her craft and challenging the norms. She also shares her secrets on staying youthful, spoiler alert, no makeup required, her top tips for nailing the perfect pose in any photo, and the resilience it takes to thrive in such a demanding industry. This is a conversation you won't want to miss, so let's dive into Joycelyn's fascinating journey, her insights into beauty and self-confidence, and the lessons she's learned along the way. Welcome to my podcast, Joy. I'm really excited to have you here, and thank you so much for joining me. For the listeners' purpose, do you just want to just introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, yep. Hi, I'm Joycelyn Eva Cupid-Phillips, known as Joy or Eva in my professional life. I've been in the fashion and music business since I was 17, 18, and I took a break and had children and had a music management company, which we did get a Britain's Got Talent golden buzzer. And I pride myself on being an astute professional. And I enjoy what I do, which I see now as a hobby because I'm in my last trimester of my life. And I just enjoy being alive.
That's amazing. And I know we've had a brief conversation and you told me some of the amazing things that you've achieved in your life. But tell me about one thing that stands out for you. What's the target that you feel you've really achieved?
I think what I've really achieved in my life is to keep going, actually. Because some people tend to get to a certain age and they start thinking about what they haven't done. But it's not about what you haven't done. It's how you learn from the things you've done. And I mean, I've been on covers of magazines. I've traveled all around the world working. I've sat with royalty, the richest man in the world, unbeknown to the other one we think is the richest man in the world. I've sat in the biggest private palace in the world. I've met loads of celebrities, Hollywood royalty, and I see them as normal people because when you actually get away from the shock of, oh my God, I'm so intelligent, they're actually quite friendly.
Yeah. And I have to say that, when I was speaking to you and you said, I've modelled for Vivienne Westwood and just been at was it the MTV Awards or something that you were talking about? Yeah. And I was like, goodness, wow. But yeah, it is, I think, having that kind of just treating somebody as though they are just a normal person.
Because that's the thing. Because I mean, I can tell you one story. I was going for a rehearsal in a known dance studio, and I was going up, and Sean Connery was coming down, and I saw him, and I thought, God, who's that? I thought, oh shit, Sean Connery. So I said to him, oh hi, how are you? Because that was just a natural reaction, and we had a little conversation. And funny enough, the following week, I saw him crossing the road to go to lunch in the front. And I said, oh, hi, how are you? Where are you off to? He said, I've got a lunch in the Ritz. And it was like, oh my God, he's a new friend. Because I didn't say to him, oh, can I take a picture with you? Oh, can I have a picture? He was just quite normal. And he's tall. I didn't realize he was tall. Very tall.
Yeah.
But
it's
a
interesting,
handsome man. Handsome.
Yeah.
My thing is just to go through life enjoying everything you do. If you're not enjoying it, there's so many other things you can choose or adapt to or change. Again, the choice is down to you as an individual.
Yeah. And I think, there's a lot around the environment and who you surround yourself with as well. So tell me about your environment, because, the industry that you're in is a very competitive market, right?
Yep, it's very competitive, it's very cutthroat. I mean, the fashion industry is about who you know and what you can do for the person. And it's like almost like if you know somebody and you can bring in somebody or introduce somebody, that's what it's about. But my rule is, if you're going to be using me to get to somebody, which I've experienced and I didn't see it because I was too trusting, then I tend to now surround myself with people who I like and people who I can learn something from, and people who are fun.
Yeah.
Because I like to laugh, I like to not take my life too seriously, and I hope they don't. But I do find there's a lot of, because I mean, I've been around a long time in fashion, music, sport, etc. And I tend to get a lot of people come with a sneaky, snaky kind of way. They ask a lot of questions. Beware of people who ask a lot of questions.
I was going to say, I'm asking you questions on this podcast.
Yeah,
so.
no. But in certain circumstances, when they don't really know you and there's not a point to the questions, be aware of people who ask a lot of questions, especially if they ask, do you know?
Yeah.
Do you have? Can you get? No.
Yeah. And how do you kind of equip yourself for that? Because I guess it's a hard balance of becoming skeptical and putting barriers up and,
It's a case of you watch, because I like to people watch, and you see how people move around in like, for instance, how we met. I sat on the chair and I watched how people move around, and people were going for the organizers and wanting to talk to the organizers more than just talking and introducing themselves to people. See, because they're looking for something, because the organizer can obviously give them a discount on this or discount on that. But where is the sincerity?
Yeah. And I think
this business. If you can afford to pay, then you pay, because you're investing in their business, and you come to their event to support them. But support is not to ask for a discount.
Yeah, and I think this is a common sort of misconception with networking as well. And I find it really creepy in that some people will just come up and just want to sell, and then they're not interested, then they walk away, and you think,
no,
I don't go with that.
Walk away, but what do they leave behind?
Yeah, because I think, I mean, from the event that we went to, I was just glad to be in the room, to be honest. It was a really nice experience, and I met some lovely people.
Yeah.
But I never go with an intention of I'm here to promote myself.
Yes.
Hopefully, something will come out of it, and you make some connections and people remember you. But
yes, because the thing is, if you count on one hand how many people you can remember the conversations you had with them and what you talked about and what they do, you'll be hard pushed to be able to do that. And that's when you know that you've been to an event. If you can, if your network, you've gone to network, and then you've got, say, 10 numbers, and of the 10 numbers, you think, well, if 3 can benefit you in your business, or you, like we're doing this podcast, and they can come into that circle, then you've done well. Because most people talk a good game. They talk and in my business, they talk a good game. When they go to auditions and so on, they're fantastic at auditions. But when that camera light goes on and the director says action, they get stiff. And it's unbelievable.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a whole other podcast on that. But that is really interesting. And I want to just touch back on when you're saying about, the industry as it is. And obviously you're passionate about aging and, the perception around that. So tell me what it's like now for you.
Oh, what it's like in aging now is the industry's completely changed. And I would say in the last 5 years, where clients and companies and brands have realized that not all size 8 people eat cereal. And so on and so forth. And also, not everybody who goes to the supermarket is between 18 and 25. So what they've pulled in is they've gone down looking at regular people. People relate to regular people, because if you're a 50-year-old woman, for instance, and you see a 20-year-old girl modeling a product on a TV show that's meant for you, you're going to say, oh, that's more for my daughter, because the person who's wearing it. So you're not going to look at it as something for you. So now, if you watch commercials now, you'll see regular Girl Next Door, because Girl Next Door was before a Barbie. I don't know how many Barbies living next door to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now what they do, they've realized there is a big market for the grandmas, and even the 45 to, there's 45 to 50, 55, then there's 55 to 70, even some castings that ask for 70 to 90.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's complete. Before they would just make you up to look old, but now they actually want older people, which for me is fantastic because I'm moving towards that older 60s person. And another thing that's come tenfold is sizeism. Before, a plus model was a size 12, and we know that as a plus person. So, but now a plus is 26.
Yeah.
Yeah. And before you'd fill in a form for an audition, a casting, and you'd think, oh God, my size, what should I put down? Let me just put down a 14 and then I'll just bring my own clothes. So I'll be fine. No, you can put down 18, 20, they got your size. And it's such a relief because before you'd feel embarrassed if you were anything more than a 16. But no, they don't judge you now. Nobody is judged for age or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's amazing. So I think, that's a big step forward in society.
Yeah, because it's inclusive now. Everything, there's a lot of diversity and there's a lot of inclusion. My biggest cross is my skin, because I have good skin.
Yeah.
So if I do an audition for anything, I'll just do it with no makeup on.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, we wanted no makeup. And I said, I haven't got any on. And I literally have to take the tissue and move it like this.
Yeah. And, you told me at the beginning of this that you don't have any makeup on, and
no makeup on. None.
Yeah, definitely no makeup. Yeah.
But again, as a professional, an old school professional, what you do, some women, they'll wear makeup every day. They'll get up, regardless if they're going in and out or whatever the case may be, they'll put makeup on. And your skin needs to breathe. And I have a very, very strict skincare routine, which I can share with you. But again, you have to use a makeup remover. It doesn't have to be a cream. It can be a wash-off one. And then before you put your moisturizer on, use a good toner. And there is a toner on the market that has a serum in. Fantastic.
Oh.
You use an eye cream. Always use an eye cream. And the difference, the eye area is the most delicate area of your skin. It's the thinnest part of your whole, the skin is the thinnest part of your whole body. So you cannot rub and pull. Some people, they put in the eye down to put the eye, no. And when you put the eye cream on, you just dab it on and then you leave it to adjust to your body temperature. That's important. And then you just pat. For a minute. Get up 15 minutes earlier to put your face cream on. And then you put the serum on and you do your forehead, your cheekbones, and just there. And you're under your chin. People don't put moisturizer under their chin. Don't forget about this area here. You have to put moisturizer there, because then you get all the pulling from the dry skin for years, and then you get that pulling on your neck. See, I have nothing on my neck.
Yeah, I mean, you have got the most fabulous skin.
But that's all the secrets. And then you've put your serum on, and you moisturize little circles, just gently little circles, and then you put your face cream on. Find a very good. I use a night cream for day and night because the water in the UK is very, very hard.
Yeah. I never thought of doing that. That's a great tip.
Yes, night cream for day and night, because the day cream is much lighter than the night cream.
Yeah.
So, and also when you put the cream on, you just do little dabs, let it adjust to your body temperature. Let it warm up, because you put the cream on, it's cold.
Yeah.
Now let it warm up on your face. Like do something, put your underwear on while it's warm up on your face, and then just gently again. And leave for then go and make your cup of tea or your breakfast, and let it dry, sink in, and then put your makeup on.
Yeah, I'm terrible for that, because I always put my moisturizer on and straight onto my makeup.
No. So, because what you're doing is mixing the moisturizer with the makeup.
Yeah.
Which is then blocking your pores. And why would you do that?
Yeah, I will remember that one. I remember watching. Well, I'm a massive fan of Hannah Waddingham,
Yes,
and Hannah does some videos online about what's the quartz stones that you can use to
yes,
massage your face, and
yes.
yeah,
The rolling,
so,
the marble.
yes, that's it. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, those are very good. But what it
so
is also, you must think about is you wouldn't put a primer on the wall and then paint straight over it.
good point. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
Yeah, you just
good
wouldn't do
way
it.
to remember it.
Yeah, because you got to. Your face is the window to your soul. But your face is the first thing everybody sees. When they
Mm,
talk to you, they ain't talking to your foot. You know, they're
yeah,
talking to your face. So just
yeah,
always look after your face because it will
yeah.
last. It will last.
I like that. Do you think that's one of the things that's helped you in your industry?
In my industry, from the older girls from this, let me see, from when I started in the mid 80s, those older girls, they were very, very professional. You turned up, hair clean, face clean, with your own makeup just in case, your own shoes of different colors, your tights, everything, underwear, everything. Now, the young girls who start modeling, if they don't see it as a profession, we saw it as a profession. So
mm,
we were very, very good at what we did. But the young girls I work with now, they'll turn up, the hair is dirty. Oh, is there somebody doing the hair? Can they wash my hair, please? It's like, no, doesn't work like that. And if you ask them to do their own makeup, well, they'll just collapse.
Now, do you think that's a generation thing, or
It's
because
lazy. We can make all excuses for these young gens or whatever they call them nowadays, but it's just lazy and it's unprofessional. If you are working, you're a young person, and say you're working on a building site, you're not going to turn up without your hard toe shoes or your hat because you will not be working that day. You know, it's all about the prep. And if you're going to be a professional and they turn up and they haven't done their nails, you know, if you're doing a shoot for underwear, you haven't shaved where you're supposed to shave and you're expecting somebody else to do it for you. It's unprofessionalism. It's the thoughtlessness and being an airhead, you know, and treating it as a hobby.
yeah,
Whereas I treat it as a hobby because I'm older now and, you know, I don't have the best health. So if somebody offers me a job, it's great. But I don't have expectations because it's not so much my career. I'm at the end of it.
mm. And I want to ask you as well, because you did touch on this at the beginning, but the mindset or the belief that you've had to have to get to
Oh,
where
yeah.
you are, to be that successful,
Yeah.
what would you
Because the
say that
thing
is?
is, when you go for a casting and you know you're better at the job than the other person, you've got to let it go.
Mm,
You know, and you've got to have a really strong back and not take rejection to heart. Because if you take rejection to heart, you last 5 minutes.
okay.
Because it's all this is an industry built on rejection of your physical being.
Yes, which must be quite hard.
Oh yeah, it can be if you look at them and it's the person's opinion of what they're looking for. Because it's
Mm,
like you can look for a client. I have yellow undertones. It can all go down to tone of your skin. I have yellow undertones, but most clients prefer a darker girl with red undertones. So that little, it don't make any difference to me how I see myself as a person of color. But to some clients, because they have no experience with the 38 shades of black, they see the darkest person, like the person or a person who they'll see in the supermarket. No disrespect to supermarket workers, but just a regular person.
yeah.
That's the only contact they have with a person of color when they're casting to include a person of color. So that's their personal opinion and how they
Wow.
see it because they don't know any better.
Yeah, so I guess you've had to sort of detach the emotion from that a bit
Oh yeah,
then to
you
say,
can't, you
yeah,
can't, you can't do that. If you grab the emotion, etc., etc., what will happen is that you'll always be angry. You'll think, I can't change the shade of my skin. You know, oh, I can change my hair, I can change my appearance, which is one thing I've noticed in this new like the 20s of modeling, or the last 2 years, I would say. back in the 80s, if they wanted you to be a blonde, you just put a blonde wig on. The 90s, you put a blonde wig on. You know, if they wanted you to be a certain look, you just reached into your magic box and you became that look. Now, if you don't look exactly as what they want, they have no imagination.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. No, because I lost a big job because I didn't have an afro. I'm like, I got a draw for the afro wigs. I could have an afro in 5 minutes. But you see, the person that was booking us the production company did not have that imagination, because again, they were full of young, inexperienced people that just what they see is that's it. Nothing else. No bigger picture, no anything, no imagination or creative mind to see that you can change somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think on Instagram you posted a reel recently about doing was it an advert for, that's right, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So tell me about that.
That was fun because the star of the advert, I'm not really a rap person, so I didn't know who he was. When I said to my children, I was with them, and they were like, oh my God. I was like, but he seemed like a regular cool guy, you know, but even people now are coming to me and saying, but even that, I was there, we were supposed to be there for the whole day. I was there for about 4 hours.
Right.
Because I'm like, professional, you get on with it.
Get it done, yeah. And that comes with experience and the
because
skills
even
that
yesterday I did another little shoot for a food company. Even now the photographer said, "Oh my God, you're so professional." That's when you know you're working with a professional. You got it locked down. You had it this, you had it that. You just got on with it. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm thinking, okay, thanks. I said I came to work. I don't came to play fun.
Yeah.
And I never had. If there's a shoot, sometimes they book a shoot. Like last week I did another one, and I was booked for 6 hours. I was out of there in 2.5. And that's with the hair and makeup, the setup and everything. Yeah, because I don't like, well, my thing is, because they kept saying, oh, normally we have to do it like 10, 15 times. And they did it like once or twice with me, and that was it, move on. And they said, I've never seen, and again, they were saying, I've never seen anything like it. But back in the 80s, when us girls were with a really well-known agency called Gavin's Models, and Gavin he was fabulous. And all us girls from there, when I work with any of the old girls who are still doing it now, and we're doing a job, the clients always said, oh my God, you girls are so professional. We don't have that with the younger one. But all it is knowing what you're doing. And believing in knowing what you're doing.
Yeah, so there's two parts to that, I think. It's the knowing what you're doing and the believing in yourself.
Yeah. Because, you know, if they say, oh, can you do a smile? We want it to look quite natural. I said, well, yes, that's it. And when you smile, what I've taught myself as I've got older, you smile with the bottom half of your face, just your mouth. So if I smile, my eyes don't move.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all about professionalism.
Yeah. Another top tip.
Because all you do is pull. You see, you pull your smile back, not up.
Yeah. Not up. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you pull it up, then your eyes
closed.
So you pull it back.
I'm going to try. Yeah, I'll work on that one.
Yeah. There's all kind of secrets to what you can do.
Yeah,
and even when you're going to take a picture, you know, and people take a picture, they always go like that. And you put your head forward, you pull your chin there, right there, and you put your forehead forward. And then you get a nice shape.
Yeah. I like
always pull your chin to just there.
Okay.
Yeah. Just the middle of your collarbone.
Yeah.
On either side. And you move your head forward a little, your forehead forward. You can't literally move your forehead forward unless you go like that. But you just pretend to. And if you do it like that, you create the jawline and you pull the smile back, which gives you the cheeks.
Yeah.
That's it.
Simple as.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Because I used to do a lot of beauty.
Yeah. Amazing. So tell me then a little bit around what's the next goal for you?
My next goal is to make sure my children become independent. And then I can move back to the Caribbean because I have really bad arthritis. And the winters it's just painful. Everything, my fingers are painful, my feet, everything is painful. So, but when I'm back in the Caribbean, where my parents came from, I just feel like a picture of health. Nothing aches. You know, the sun is there. I can do so much more. So that for me is my aim. I mean, business-wise, I've done everything I've wanted to do. I've experienced everything I've wanted to. I'm quite happy. Anything else that I can think of, maybe when I go down there, I might start some kind of business. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's not to stay here longer than I need to.
But what a great thing. Like, I've done everything I need to do. Like, I've done everything I wanted to do. What an amazing statement to be able to say.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've lived the life. I've had the children. You know, I didn't choose well, but I had the children. And I've met so many nice, wonderful people. I have a lot of respect in the various industries I've worked in. And I just feel happy. I can look back and I can choose more happy times than bad times.
That's amazing. And I know your son and your daughter are doing phenomenally well as well. So
Yeah,
that success
they're
is
making their
passed on.
way. They're making their way.
Yeah, yeah. So incredible. Tell me then, just to kind of give some advice back to people who are listening in, what would you say to your younger self, or to anybody that might be listening now that thinks, you know, I don't know where to go next, I'm stuck?
Find your passion. Because your passion is something that when you're doing it and when you're working on something, it will excite you. If you're saying, okay, I need a job, that job can be a menial job, something just to tide you over, but keep following that dream, because people seem to think you can pause and reboot life. No, you can't. Every day you're older. Every year you're older. And the more you say, oh, I'll do it later, do it tomorrow. No, don't ever put anything off. Just go for it. You know, especially when you have youth on your side, because you could always, say you're 18, 19, you've just left school. You want to go to uni, go. Don't be forced to go to uni. You can start, you can create a little something that you like. If you like agriculture, you can say to yourself, okay, what can I do with that? Let me see what I can grow, I can invest, but start small. Do not think you can start in the middle. Nobody never stepped on a ladder from the bottom to the middle. You have to climb. You know, and when you climb, set your solid foundations.
Yeah.
Because solid foundations don't crumble. And if you feel it's not going right, think of why, change direction. And if it's still not going right, pack it, start again.
Yeah.
But don't force it.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much value in that. I think the don't force it is the big thing, because we all get trapped in that almost like a comparison trap, you know, saying, oh, well, this person's got that.
It's like you're going to the plantation.
Yeah.
You know, you're working to make somebody else rich.
Yeah.
So you have to decide whether that is your side hustle, going to work, and then your true dream is something that you're passionate about. But put things into perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Amazing.
no going to drinks after work. Because one thing my daughter did, and I watched her, and this is why she's successful. She was working in a job that she didn't feel happy with. And we had a conversation about it, although she was a design executive. And we had a conversation about it. And I said, well, what do you want to do? She said, I would like to be a DJ. I said, well, if that's your passion, make a plan. And what she used to do, rather than go for a drink after work or hang about after work with friends from work who just are happy with what they have, she used to book a studio and go and practice her mixing and practice her technique on the decks. So now she's known as a technical specialist because she can mix on 3 decks. One song on 3 decks. But that was because she went with her passion. She invested her money and invested her time into it.
Yeah. And I think that's sometimes where the dream fails, because people say,
because the young people now are in a hurry.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was 24 when she decided to do that. She just left uni. She'd been in a job for 2 years and she hated it. Because from November, you're going to work in the dark. You're coming home in the dark. That is not a life. That's not even an existence. Yes, it is an existence, but that's it.
Yeah. 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 I mean, thank you so much, because you've given so much in that, you know, from skincare advice to how to post photos to how to get on in life.
Yeah. Because
So it's
life is for living.
yeah, yeah,
See, I like to go dancing, and on Sunday I had fabulous, fabulous, fabulous time. And my feet have just recovered. But I danced for like
fantastic.
3 hours, living my
Yeah,
best life with my fan.
yeah, yeah,
And that right
amazing.
now makes me happy.
And yeah, and that is exactly it. You know, I would love to be in a position to be your age and say I've achieved everything I want to achieve in my life.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
people speak to me about, oh, why you can make so much money, but not all money is good money.
No, no, it's not, and a lot of it comes at the detriment or the cost of mental
You know
health.
something else? I mean, I've
Mm,
sat with people in the past, or people I've done some consultancy for. They had somebody to carry the money when they were going shopping. They had that much to
wow,
carry the money in a suitcase.
wow. But were they
But
happy?
they went home and they were fascinated by an Argos catalogue because they couldn't understand that you could look in a catalogue, see all these pictures, and just go to the shop and order it, and it's brought to you. They couldn't fathom it. So
Yeah,
again, little things can make you
yeah,
happy.
yeah, yeah. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being a part of this. It was
You're
really
very
nice to talk
welcome.
to you. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to rate the show or leave a comment. It really helps us reach more people. And don't forget to share it with anyone else who could use a little motivation today. Have a fantastic day and make sure you hit your targets.